That must be nice.
Wow, gotta hand it to you. Just real quick,
If you listen, they speak to us. As a father speaks to his newborn child, he says, I love you. And now a dance begins, and I feel myself dissolve, remaining rooted in awareness. I become everything. And through the pines I hear, welcome home.
My name's Gitanjali Rivera. I heard about this camp 30 years ago, and it's been a dream of mine to come to this camp, but this is only my 4th year. I connected with so many different people, and we made so much music, and we had such a great time, and we didn't sleep at all.
Yeah.
We were just making music, and every night it would be like, okay, I'm just stay for one last song. And then somebody would begin singing another song that they loved, and so you'd stay for one more song and one more song. And I made the commitment that after that year, there was no way, as long as it was humanly possible, I was going to be here at Mendo Camp for the entire week.
The whole time, yeah.
And for the past 3 years, this has been carved out on my calendar because it's an opportunity for us to sing together and pray together and dance together and support one another and feel the support not only of this land and this place, but of this community that encourages us every single second, challenges us, and gives us a space to really become who we really are. I feel sometimes like I'm an evangelical Sufi, and I feel like if everybody would just come to Sufi camp, there would be no problem, because if there is a problem, we work it out. We're being gifted with amazing tools to bring into the world. And I think the more people we can bring here, the more people that can share in this music, in this dance, in this practice, regardless of whether you choose this path as in your life path, you know that it exists, and you know that there's a place where you can be and where you can come and where you can have this kind of experience, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Sweet beyond belief. Even with the mosquitoes. Ya Murshid.
So happy to have a chance to share a little bit with you, and we're here at the Mendocino Sufi camp. This is our 45th annual year. My name is Shabda Khan. I'm the spiritual director, or in Sufi terms, the peer of our Sufi family named Sufi Ruhaniyat International. So naturally, here we are in California in Mendocino, so this is our Mendocino family, but 2 weeks ago I was in Russia. In a few weeks I'm flying to France and to Spain to teach, and then the next month I'll be in Chile. And so our activities happen all year round. Yeah, all the generations are here, and so it, when a human being takes birth, the thing they need most isn't food, it's affection. And it's been demonstrated that a human being won't really be able to live without love. And so if you expand that into our need as children, young adults, family, and then the extension of family, we could call it tribe, family, community, and also, you can look up and you can look down, you can see where you've come from, and you can encourage those people on their way in a way of generosity, and you can look upstream, so to say, at your elders and get ideas of, okay, I'm going to be facing something like that later, so I should have skillful means because of it. Our community has the great good fortune of being in a river of practice called the Dances of Universal Peace. These were practices that came in vision to my teacher in 1968. And when he received them, he said to us, these practices are going to go around the world. And now they're being done in 50 countries. Thousands and thousands of people are doing it, and basically it's using sacred language, the mantra, wazifa, sacred sounds of the world, putting them into a musical form, holding hands in a circle, and singing and dancing. And when you hold hands and sing and move together, aside from the invocation of these great sounds, you get affection, you feel held, and then you feel grounded, you're embodied, you're entering your body. And so we're in a spiritual community, and naturally spiritual life isn't centered around belief. It's about manifesting loving kindness and compassion toward all beings and toward oneself.
'Cause when we're together, I am happy to be alive. 'Cause when we're together, I am happy to be alive. 'Cause when we're together, I am happy.
who are you? That's that is really the question, who are we? My name's Kevin Soffera. I'm here in my studio, Hybrid Studios here in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. I'm pretty good. I make a hell of a chili. Well, I remember Galen came to me in the very beginning just with more like his solo looping type stuff and just kind of getting his feet wet in the studio. But I did hear about Galen more through the School of Rock as well as just the local Lehigh Valley. I kept getting this kind of like, murmur of this great artist and really cool singer-songwriter. And then Galen reached out to me to record his full band, which I didn't know there was a full band, and this grand idea of making a record of it was an enormous record. I didn't realize it was that much material. I think the main reason was because it's a young band. So, and I mean young, not just in ages, but also in just, I assume just the age of the band in terms of how long it's been around. And I didn't realize this actually. I didn't realize that the band had it all together before they got here. So I want to say I was skeptical that we could get it all done, and I didn't know if these guys had their pre-production together and if they really knew where they wanted to start and end. But the minute we started working, I knew that was how it was going to go. And then I think I started becoming more of a producer in terms of refining the sound more, making some bigger decisions with Galen and the band in mind. And I think it became more of a collaborative effort. It was just the amount of different instruments, the amount of layers of sound that I think really caused this album to go in another direction than I expected. I expected a great pop record with jammy overtones. I didn't expect as many of the positive messages. I didn't expect the intelligence of the music. I didn't expect the instrumentation. You start with the ukulele. I kind of knew that was happening because I knew Galen before, but just all the different sounds that was happening, and then bringing in, where do we start? Didgeridoo, Native American flute, all the different percussion and tribal drums. Then we have the harmonium, 19 to 20 different, different vocalists on many multiple sessions. The harmonies, we did upright bass on Red Tail, and then when you talk about that, we have hawk sounds, and like a legit Red Hawk sound, which is super cool. Lots of stuff going on. That took me surprised, and then as well as trying to figure out how to wrangle that all in, and then also discover some new production techniques. So I kind of grew as a producer from that. I became a much better multitasker. Assumed it was just going to be really great pop music, but it's a type of music that is from and for your soul. So it's coming from and it's for you. That's different. It's also musical genre bending. Ito has done it successfully with maintaining what I would call a high intellect of storytelling as well as a strong message. It's the sounds are enticing to you. I think that's a pretty cool thing. But to be able to actually sit there and witness something so cool, I feels like, I'm on the audience of this bassist. But when you go down the list of say things that made me laugh, things that were funny, the guitarist Will, whenever he walked into the room, I started laughing. And it wasn't because it was just he floated in the room. he was floating, his hair was floating, his body was floating, his guitar playing was floating, you know, so everything about him was joyful, and it made me laugh, but like in a joyful way, not like in a hi you kind of way. Like this just felt incredible. And you know, he likes coffee, so me and him always had a good laugh about the coffee. And you know, Kevin, do you have my coffee? And I'm like, yes I do, Will, it's here. And I gave him his coffee. And then just to witness Will playing guitar, who I did not know was even a part of the band in the very beginning until, you know, I started getting more of the Ito story as we were doing pre-production, that he brought an amazing thing to this band. When we had the Kickstarter people come in that, you know, obviously helped the band get a lot of this work done in terms of backing and just funding, I'm thinking there was probably 20 vocalists over 3 or 4 setup sessions of just amazing background vocals, gang vocals, making joyful noises. You know, people were clapping at a time. You know, I didn't even edit that. That would have been a hard edit. You know, but just keeping everybody natural like that was super cool. So that was an amazing time. Seeing Grandma come in and do poetry as well as sing was. I didn't even know that was going to happen. And when Galen said, hey, you know, my grandma's coming in and going to do some stuff, I was like, cool, let's do it. I think when people hear this record, Spirit of the Redwoods, besides, you know, dancing and singing, I hope that they also feel what we felt when we made the record. Especially now, I think we need it more than ever. I think through the generations, we've always said we need it more than ever. But right now, in my lifetime, we need this more than ever. I think people will get a joyful experience from it, be able to listen to it as just a musical piece and go, that's a great song, but maybe even possibly change some things that we have going on in this world that desperately needs to be changed.
Hi ho, hi ho, hey do ba ba da 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 ba hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, ba da ba bo, ba do da do da do da do, ba do hi ho, hi ho, hi do ba do da bo, ba do.